Hi everyone, it's Mimi here. Welcome to the second week of my silent exercises for shy singers series. In this video, I will show you some amazing breathing exercises to help you to understand your beautiful instrument even more. Diaphragm breathing itself has great benefits, especially for shy singers. And here are only a few of them. Diaphragm breathing helps you to calm your nervous system, making breathing exercises an important part of your vocal practice routine. Calm body makes your voice come out freely and helps you to stay present in the moment while practicing. If you're used to breathing very superficially, you might not get enough air in, and while breathing, you may tense your shoulders. In this case, learning diaphragm breathing helps you to relax and get enough air into your lungs. Also, diaphragm breathing helps you to breathe in really quickly and without much effort, which means you'll be able to get enough air in quickly in between phrases when you are singing. Today, we are focusing on the movement in our body when we inhale, exhale, and also when we control the outcoming air. As an intro to this exercise, let's observe first how you're breathing at the moment. Place your hand on your belly, and if you have a mirror, or you can even put your phone on in the selfie mode, just so that you can see yourself. And then let's take a breath in. And first, let's focus on that hand and observing which way your hand is moving when you breathe in. Is it moving inwards or outwards? And another thing I want you to observe is when you look yourself from the mirror and look at your shoulders, are you lifting your shoulders when you're breathing in? Like this, or are you able to keep them relaxed? Are you creating any unnecessary tension? How much effort do you need to fill your lungs? If your belly is moving inwards when you're breathing in and you're lifting your shoulders, it is likely that you're breathing quite superficially. This is not necessarily a bad way to breathe or wrong, but you might want to observe whether this diaphragm breathing might bring some relaxation in your body and actually make things a little bit easier when you sing. Remember to approach this type of self-analyzing with kindness and curiosity, as our bodies are often used to doing things in certain ways for a reason, although sometimes it may no longer serve us in certain situations. It may be helpful to write down your observations, to journal your learning and experiences. Now, let's get started with this exercise, and maybe you can observe what feels different than your current breathing that you were observing previously. So what feels different, what feels new, what maybe you can learn from this. For this exercise, I want you to place your other hand on your solar plexus area that you can find right underneath your ribs. There is a soft spot there. And the other hand on your lower abdomen. So we're going to observe the movements underneath our hands. And first we're going to use the hissing sound to observe the exhalation. So we're going to push all of the air out as fast as possible so that it feels comfortable. And then we are going to observe what is happening in our body. So everything out with the hissing sound. Like that. And let's do that again. Everything out. And here you might feel the tension building up in your abdominal muscles the more empty your lungs get. And here you might have noticed that both of your hands are moving inwards. The second part of this exercise is the inhalation. So we're just letting the air drop in. So you don't have to do any extra work. You're just letting go of the tension in the abdominal muscles and letting the air drop in. And let's try that. So first, let's push all of the air out with a hissing sound and then relaxing and letting the air drop in. And remember to hold your hands, the other hand on the solar plexus area and the other hand on the lower abdomen. Everything out. And relax. So there is quite a big movement there when you really relax all of those abdominal muscles. Some people might be very used to carrying the tension in the lower abdominal muscles, so it might be a bit tricky to really let go of that tension and letting the belly loose. But if you really pay attention, it will get easier and easier. Let's try this together a few times. Remember to keep your shoulders relaxed. So everything out. And relax like the air drop in. And then again, everything out. And relax like the air drop in. Well done. So when you let the air in, both of your hands should be moving outwards. The third part of this exercise is letting the air out little by little by controlling the airflow. We're using the hissing sound for this one as well, but this time we are not pushing the air out, we're letting it out little by little. But let's do the exhalation and inhalation before we go to that stage. So first, everything out fast with the hissing sound, then relaxing, letting the air drop in, and then starting to let the air out with the hissing sound as slowly and quietly as possible. Let's try that. So first, everything out. Relax, let the air drop in. And then letting the air out little by little with an even airflow. And you can keep going as long as you can in a way that it feels comfortable. And when it starts feeling difficult, you can just relax and breathe normally. So now we are focusing on controlling that outcoming air, trying to keep it as even as possible. And this is something that we want to do when we sing. We don't want to push all of the air out all at once. We want to control that airflow. And if you pay attention to your speaking as well, we are already doing this. We are not actually letting that much air out unless you have a very, very breathy voice. So we are kind of naturally already doing this, but very often when we start singing, we start doing something in a very different way, which means that often we think that we need to push the air out, but it's actually quite the opposite. We're only letting out a very, very little amount of air, no matter how loud the sound is. as long as you feel comfortable. And here, what is happening underneath the hands are that in the exhalation, both hands are moving inwards. Inhalation, both hands are moving outwards. And when we are controlling the outcoming air, the upper hand should remain outwards, and only the lower hand moves inwards with a slow gradual movement. If your upper hand moves inward really quickly, it might feel like it's very difficult to control that outcoming air, and you might feel like you need to breathe in quite quickly. So then you can try and focus a little bit on that upper hand and that area. What might help you is to hold your ribs open. So when you inhale, also open your ribs and hold them open while you control that outcoming air. You can also focus on that solar plexus area and use your upper abdominal muscles really, really gently pushing outwards, really gently, and see what works for you. With these things, there are different things that work better for different students, so really pay attention what feels comfortable for you, but feel free to explore and try different things. While you're doing this exercise, you can also think about where you might carry some unnecessary tension, like your shoulders. So try and find that relaxed feeling. You can also find a little bit of a movement when you're doing this exercise, if that helps you to calm down. If you're standing up, remember to not lock your knees, but remain in a good posture. And also if you're sitting down, try and sit right at the edge of the chair so that your feet are firmly on the ground. All right, let's do this a couple more times. I'm gonna put some music on in the background so that you can really tune into the sensations in your body, but do this at your own pace. Make sure that you breathe in when you need to and don't do anything that feels uncomfortable. Each time you're doing it, you can observe maybe what you could do a little bit differently to make that controlling the outcoming air a little bit easier and more effortless. But if it feels really difficult to control that outcoming air, feel free to breathe. It should feel good and not like you're running out of breath. So if that happens, just do as long as it feels comfortable. You can take this exercise as a part of your vocal practice routine. It is a great way to warm up your body a little bit for singing. And also, it's a great way to make sure that you're breathing in a way that helps you to relax. So we have that diaphragm breathing. Very often we are so used to breathing very superficially, so it might be a good idea to tune into this and observe whether it can allow you to relax a little bit more. I will see you back here next week for the week 3, where I will be talking more about larynx and show you some amazing exercises to try and see what cool things you can do by understanding this structure a little bit more. Remember to keep practicing your false vocal folds as well as the breathing, and you can come back to these videos as often as you need to and try to create a daily habit for your voice. And also remember to subscribe my channel Sing with Mimi, and also give me a thumbs up for this video if you found it useful. I will see you back here next week. Bye bye bye.